Hello and welcome to Thrive, a wellbeing podcast for the students of Alexandra College. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Thrive. Today I am joined by Alex Axe and I have some of the ambassadors and some of the leaders here. I'd love you all to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sorka.
I'm Caroline.
And we are the Alex Axe leaders.
Hi, I'm Holly.
I'm Julia and we're the Alex Axe ambassadors.
Well, you're all very welcome, girls, now, and I'd love to know, what is Alex Axe?
So Alex Acts is a kindness program that helps people make new friends, both in their year and other years, through meetings and other fun events. It provides guidance for younger years and also offers a support system for anyone who needs it.
Alex Axe started in Alex 2 years ago, and since then it's been a huge part of our school's community. Each year this program has grown, and this year we have had the most number of applicants for the 5th years, also known as the Alex Axe leaders. There are 12 of us leaders, and we have an amazing job of planning and creating events for the younger ambassadors and other kids throughout the school.
That's a lovely, helpful overview. Thanks so much. So why do you think it's important to foster, kindness and good relationships within the school?
I think older students can definitely serve as positive role models, demonstrating kind, positive behaviour, and then younger students can definitely benefit from having someone to look up to and seek guidance from.
And as well, I think it's very important to foster a relationship with older years as throughout the school, even in other extracurriculars like hockey or music, you can foster relationships with them, and Alex Axe is just another way to get to know other years and have a friendly face in the years above or below.
So tell me, throughout the years, in terms of friendship, has that been something that I feel like everyone has maybe an experience where it's been difficult at one point. Do you want to maybe talk about that a little bit?
I definitely think in first and second year, the difference between friend groups and social groups definitely change as they go up. So, and that's just, it's definitely natural for that to happen. So everyone has a different experience when it comes to groups shifting and things, and some girls can find that quite difficult as they go up through the years.
And occasionally it can be quite isolating sometimes when you feel like you're alone and you have no one to talk to, and that's why this is such an important group of people that we can all come together and provide a support system to people who maybe feel alone or not very included within groups, because it is hard. We've all come through it. I'm very lucky. I've had a very good support system and I have very good friends, but I understand that it's not always the same for everyone, and it's great to be able to provide that for people who mightn't be as lucky as I am.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I do think the main point is that it's normal, it happens to everyone. So I think when you're a bit younger, like yourself, Holly, in first year it can be intimidating. Is it from your experience or any of your friends in first year, is there any anxiety around that, do you think?
Well, I'm not finding any anxiety. I think I found a really good group of people, but I'm kind of finding the work a lot and very stressful. So kind of in some way maybe.
Yeah, so you're kind of experiencing different aspects that's a little bit stressful, so it's good that you have a good support.
Yeah,
group.
Definitely.
What about you?
Yeah, definitely for me, when I was in first year, I wasn't in the junior school either. So it was definitely hard to make new friends, but kind of on the first day, I had mutual friends with some people, and then also got to know people on the first day. We were doing icebreakers, so it was easier to talk to people. And yeah, I didn't find it hard, but I know some people in my year might have found it hard to make friends in first year and maybe even second year.
Yeah. And Julia, tell me, what year are you in now?
I'm in third year now.
Third year, okay. And did you notice, because I really feel like there's a shift in second year, or first year, everyone's trying to find their feet, you're kind of mixing through different groups. Did you find second year was tougher or anything, or?
Yeah, in first year, there was people from the junior school obviously had their groups from then, and then second year people were kind of more knew each other, so they were more comfortable talking to more people kind of. But I didn't find it that much tougher than first year.
And can I ask you now, my Alex Axe leaders, what motivated you to apply to do it, and how do you think it actually benefits the younger years or generally the school community?
Personally, I had no older siblings going into the school. I had no older sisters, so I know firsthand how much, especially when I was younger, how hugely I copied and looked up to towards the behaviour of older girls, and honestly how hugely it shaped the person I am today. So, when the 5th and 6th years when I was in first year, they were so kind to me and my friends, and they really looked after us, and I really do think that influenced me to go, okay, so that's how people look after each other in Alex, that's how the school is, and it really influenced my behaviours and my actions today. So yeah, personally that's why I was really motivated to do it, to give the same advice and the same behaviours towards younger years.
And then for me, I was in the junior school, and I understand when I came into first year I knew a lot of faces. I was one of the lucky girls who got to know a lot of people, but I think that even though I did know a lot of people, I branched out a lot because I understood how important it was, and because I was talking to my older sisters who weren't in this school, but they were in other schools, and they had transitioned from primary school to secondary school, and they said how important it is to meet new people no matter where you are, no matter how many people you know. And now that I'm in 5th year and I have such a diverse group of friends, thanks to just that advice in general, I really wanted to be able to give that back to younger years, because at the beginning it can be kind of hard, and you want to have, you know, a best friend or a really close knit group of friends, and you kind of like section yourself off. But like as you progress and mature, you realize how important it is to really open your mind up and talk to everyone, because at the end of the day, like, it's just really nice to have a wide selection of people to talk to. Like, sometimes if you're having a fight with a girl, or if you're not in the best mood with someone, it's really nice to be able to go to other people and not even talk about it, but just have a change of environment, or a change of like behavior that you're surrounding yourself with, and that can be really positive.
I love both those answers. That's brilliant. And I think,
Well, I suppose they're very true. Like, they're
Yeah.
very, like,
and I think you like evolve and change as well, and like,
Yeah,
you know, you might
definitely.
change who you relate to and who you kind of want to.
like when I was in 1st year, I remember just like thinking the 5th and 6th years, I was like, they look so cool.
Yeah, I
I was
know.
like, oh my god, I literally want to be them. Even like their clothes and things, I would like go home and I would be like, okay, that's what the girls are wearing. Like, you know,
even
I was
last year,
so,
yeah. Like, I was like panic. I was like, oh my god, I have to live up to these cool standards of
Yeah.
like 5th and 6th year outfits. But like now that I'm here, it's like really not that deep. Like, nobody cares, and I think at the end of the day, that's something that you learn as you go through school. Like, don't be embarrassed, have a fun time with your friends, and like just enjoy.
And I think also when you get into the, like, as you go up in the school, it's important to remember how you felt when you were in 1st and 2nd year, so you can have, you know, empathy, and you can understand what they're going through, and it's important to have that vice versa all throughout the school.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And I think you've got to give yourselves a lot of credit, because what you're creating is like a really safe, kind of cozy space for you guys to grow up in, and I think that's gorgeous. And you know, like, you don't necessarily have that when you leave school, and it's kind of like a strong foundation for you all to go out into the world as strong, independent women, and I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
What do you both think, Julia and Holly, from the younger years?
Yeah, definitely when I was in 1st year, I obviously looked up to the 5th and 6th years, and it's just really nice to be able to like see someone in the hallway and be like, oh, I know them, I do Alex Acts with them, and like, especially in 1st and 2nd year, it's like, oh, like, I know 5th and 5th year, like, that's like so cool that I know 5th year, and I'm able to like have a conversation with her in the hallway, you know?
When I first went into school, I'd like always be looking up in the 5th and 6th years, and I still am now. And I'm always like wondering what they're wearing, but it's always like, yeah, it's true. And then now in Alex Acts, like I say, I see them in the hallway. They always say like hi, and I always find it like very, like, it always makes you really happy. And then like to my friend, I do Alex Acts with her, and I just find it really nice.
Yeah, it's like really comforting.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So tell me, in terms of the process for applying, if anybody is interested in, you know, the younger years or for next year, how do you go about doing that?
So for 5th years, because we're Alex Acts leaders, there's a little bit of a different process. I'm sure Julia and Holly will explain what happens in the younger years, but for us personally, we had to write, it wasn't too long, but we had to give like a little personal statement as to why we want to be Alex Acts leaders. So everyone had a different response, and I think it was really nice and personalised, because there was no real like tick the box questions or no real like vote. Like, it was quite like Miss Addie or whoever got to read it and decide based off of not who you were, but based off of what you wrote and how you explained what you wanted to do and how you expressed who you were in this school and how you wanted to, like, what you wanted to achieve by like being an Alex Acts leader. I think that was like really good, because we all just got to show a little bit of ourselves instead of just panicking and like putting our hand up in class because we wanted to take part in something. It was something that we all really wanted to do.
Yeah, so I think when we found out who was like chosen for it, and if you look at the list of girls who are the Alex Acts leaders, it's really like, it's no surprise, I suppose, for a lot of my friends who are doing it. I'm like, well, I know why they were chosen for this role, because it's a kindness leadership role and it's a support system, and I know inside and out a lot of the girls on it are just genuinely really nice people. So yeah, I think the girls are definitely chosen deservedly.
But I also think that like, if you're listening to this and like maybe you're new or maybe you're not that like talkative, or like maybe not very like, you feel quite shy, don't be discouraged to do something like this, because I think it's so important to have such a good support group no matter where you are, because even if you are new, you can add good perspectives onto the girls throughout the school, like the first years, because it's a new environment. Like I know 1 or 2 girls who are on the Alex Axe leaders this year who are new, and they had such great perspective. And I think it's really important for everyone to not be discouraged just because you haven't been here since day one first year, or you haven't known all these girls or known this teacher. It doesn't matter so long as like your values are true, which is what really matters when it comes to this.
Tell me, in terms of your process for the younger years, what's that?
Well, for us, on the first day of school, our form tutors just asked us who wants to like be Alex Axe or like class captain or something, and our classmates just like voted on who they would think like best suits the role, and that it was pretty simple for us.
That's very complimentary that your classmates thought that
I
you'd
had like a little bit of a different experience, so we kind of did it on the like second week, and we were like doing a big vote. So I did something like kind of similar to this, like a wellbeing ambassador in my old school, and then that's kind of why like I wanted to do it. And then so like I did like a speech about it, and then my teacher was like, Holly, you seem like you really want to do it. So then she's like, you can do it, and then so it made me feel really happy.
Yeah, so you put yourself out there for it.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
fantastic, and you're new to the school and everything, like you were saying. So that's a really good example. Fair play. Well
Thank you.
done. Okay, girls, well, thank you so much for explaining what Alex Axe is. I've really enjoyed this conversation. And I just want to ask you one final question. In terms of society more generally, do you think that kindness is valued as much as it should be? And how do you think that's relevant to what we're doing here with Alex Axe?
Well, personally, I'd like to think that it would be valued as much as it is. However, I don't think that's always the case, especially things that are going on around the world right now. The wars and like politics, especially like, elections that are happening. People forget the common, like the regular value of like kindness. Even debates or anything, people say words that are really harsh and jarring that they don't actually mean, and they don't think about how it affects others. And like in society now, people are just so used to, especially with the media, saying rude things about people, and people kind of just have to, suck up and take it, which shouldn't be the case. Like, we should all have a support system that we are able to say, this is not okay. And it's become so normalized these days that I don't think people actually remember, like, it's just a bare minimum. It's not something that other people should be like, I was kind today. I mean, that's great, but everyone should be kind every day. And it's not, like, because of all the negativity happening around the world, it's so good that in this school that we're able to have this support system about like positivity and just like spreading that kindness or warmth to other years, especially.
Yeah, no, like you say, it's the absolute bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think definitely because of social media, we're exposed to a lot of negativity, and honestly, we're probably very desensitized from it. Like,
Big time.
People are very confident, I suppose, commenting something and things on social media, but people, it affects them so much more than we think. And I suppose we might prioritize things like opportunities or people's achievements over kindness. And at the end of the day, if you see someone in public and a complete stranger, if they complimented you or told you that you like their jumper or something, you've no idea how much that positively affects someone's life. And it's something that we definitely don't do as much as we should anymore, probably because of social media. We're just so desensitized to everything that we see online. So I definitely think other things are completely prioritized over kindness right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I really agree. I think you make some really good points, and especially, like you say, even like one compliment, it can mean such a big deal to a person, and it's kind of nearly uncool to compliment people now or be kind.
Yeah, and if you were in public, I suppose, and I saw someone and I really liked their jumper or something, and you start to think, it's like, what's holding me back from actually telling them that? Because you've no idea how much that's going to impact them or even make their day.
Like, I remember the other day there was a girl, I don't know, she's trying on a dad's dress or something, but I was like in a changing room and she looked so amazing, and I could tell she was kind of nervous, and she was with her mum, and my mum and I just went up and we were like, you look amazing. And the smile that she just radiated after was just so nice. And it didn't even just I know it made her feel good, but it made me feel really good as well, because I was like, look, I know that I've made someone else's day just a little bit better. And like, if I know that I feel that way after every time I give someone a compliment, then I know I do that so much more often. Even the small things like, oh, I love your hair, or maybe, oh, like, you just are a very happy, warm person and I feel really comfortable around you. Not just appearance, because people can really value like a complimentary about your personality, or like, I don't know, I think it's just really important to have a variety of like different things to say to people sometimes, because you don't know what's happening in everyone's lives, and it's really important to be able to see that.
Yeah, and I like that, like when it's not just about appearance. Like sometimes, like I love being around you. When I'm around you, I feel really good. You know, like that can be a really nice compliment to hear.
Yeah.
And even I suppose circling back to Alex, like it's so nice to just have people outside of your group, because even I suppose in Alex, the year groups are just so big, and your immediate reaction as a human being, your immediate instinct is to go, I need to find a group, I need that safety net. And that's even circling back to Alex Axe, why I just think it's so important to break that that safety net and to break that barrier, and you can make connections that you would never really have an opportunity to make. So, you know, I can like see Holly, if I see her in the corridor, it's like I would smile at her and I'd say hello. And maybe without Alex Axe, I might not get that chance to connect with Holly or even like you start a friendship with her. So I just think it's so important in Alex and outside of Alex.
So I'd just really like to thank you all so much for coming on today. Really enjoyed your company and your conversation, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.